Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So today I wanted to have a talk about a question that's really been more so on my mind. Maybe some of you have been thinking the same thing as to why Weiss has not used her time dilation within the later volumes of RWBY. This has been something that has been on my mind. I really wanted to go over this and how important time dilation for Weiss is. So sit back, relax. I hope you all enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. Weiss Schnee has had many fights, whether it be against Grimm, whether it be against human characters. We've seen Weiss in many fights. We've seen her skills with Myrtnaster. We've seen her skills in knowing what dust to use for certain situations. We've even seen Weiss's skill with her semblance, mixing dust into her glyphs to make different forms of glyphs. And we've also seen Weiss struggle with her training to even learn how to summon the creatures that she's killed before. But there seems to be some problems when it comes to Weiss, and I've talked about this before, about her skills and her abilities and how they felt like in Volume 5 that they had dropped, but there's one thing that I have noticed, and I'm sure many of you have as well, about Weiss, and that is whatever happened to her time dilation. Why has she not used her time dilation in the more recent volumes, and let alone time dilation? Why is her sword being used more like it's a magical wand rather than an actual rapier? Because Myrtnaster is a rapier. But anyways, we'll get to that later. But the thing is, Weiss has had so many different abilities that she's been able to use, and her glyphs, she uses dust to make her glyphs do different effects for different situations. But the funny thing is, it seems like time dilation has either been forgotten by the writers, or they just don't want to use it. And it's very strange that Weiss has not used her time dilation. Because if you think about how powerful her time dilation actually is, it's a very powerful ability in her toolkit. Weiss can do so much with that time dilation. It's like whenever in Volume 2 they went up against Roman Torchwick whenever he was piloting the Elysian Paladin 290, and the missiles were coming at them, and Weiss used the time dilation on Blake to speed her up to be able to attack and actually hit all the missiles in time. But also, Weiss used time dilation another time in Volume 2, which was up against the White Fang Lieutenant or Bonesaw, whichever you want to call him. But the thing about this is, Weiss was so fast when she used her time dilation against Bonesaw that he literally had a hard time trying to hit her. That this was so much of a disadvantage for him, considering how overpowered time dilation was. She was getting in good hits on him. But sadly, after that, we don't see time dilation again. As a matter of fact, it's almost as if she totally forgot about it. And even in her fight in Volume 5, whenever they're in the Battle of Haven, and to be fair, the Battle of Haven nerfed everybody. Everybody involved in that fight was not treated well at all. But in that fight, Weiss was definitely treated very badly, and of course, we could have seen time dilation with Weiss fighting off against Bernal. Especially considering that Weiss had just got done training to learn how to summon. You would think that she would use everything that would be in her arsenal, not just the summoning. And she gets very one-dimensional in this fight, and I've talked about how she was specifically just trying to fight with the summoning for the most part. I mean, there was one time she used her gravity glyph, but that was about it. Otherwise, we didn't see her try to do anything else. I mean, yeah, she created the ice barrier as well to protect herself while she was trying to summon, but goes back to what I was stating. Her summoning was what she mainly tried to focus on in this fight, and it really hurt Weiss's character in comparison to how well she actually has fought in the past. Because it seems like with Weiss versus Bernal, Weiss completely had the upper hand. You would have thought with her training, her newfound ability in summoning, and everything that's in her arsenal that she's been able to do in the past, you would have thought that because of Bernal's abilities, which we didn't really see much out of Bernal, but you would have at least thought with time dilation being one of the abilities Weiss is capable of, you would think that she would have been able to easily mop the floor with Bernal, but that didn't turn out to happen. Now, the reason why Weiss actually did lose this fight is because Miles and Carey stated that they wanted Bernal to seem strong because of the fact that she was supposed to be Raven's right hand. But this wasn't done very well. It was done very poorly, and it didn't really help Weiss out when it comes to her and her fighting capabilities. I think it more or less made her look bad rather than it did help her. And, like I stated, the summoning ability, it is a cool idea. But it's more of a last resort kind of move, rather than it is just jump into battle with the summoning. And it does take time for Weiss to be able to summon something. So, considering that it takes time, she's going to have the opportunity to be able to summon whatever she can within the fight. Now, with time dilation, it takes Weiss a moment to be able to use, but it's not as long as the summoning. And one thing I will at least give praise on is that she's kind of cut back on the summoning, hence the Volume 6 Chapter 1 fight with the Manticores and the Sphinx Grim. Yeah, it's good that she cut back on the summoning. There's that. She was using her glyphs a little more, but she didn't use time dilation once, at least on herself or her teammates, to power them up in some way, which is unfortunate. And I would love to see Weiss do more, and I myself, I am a huge fan of Weiss. I love Weiss's character. She is absolutely fantastic, but I would like to see her be treated better. I would like to see time dilation come back. Here's a good idea. Use a summoning and have time dilation work on the summoning. That could make the summoning be powered up in speed. So could you imagine the Gigas being summoned and then time dilation being used on it? That speed and power would be insane. I would love to see that as a combo. And if you think about it, Weiss could be a very overpowered character if she were to be able to start using more of her time dilations. I think if she practiced with that more, Weiss would be insanely overpowered. I mean, increasing the power of her time dilation by training more with that over her summoning, that would be fantastic to actually see. And to see how far she could actually go with time dilation if she put more time into it, that would be beautiful. That would be amazing for Weiss's character, I do believe. But I hope that the writers haven't forgot about the time dilation, and maybe they'll bring it back in Volume 7. But anyways, let me know what you think down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, hit the video with a like. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Share this video with your friends if you found this informative or useful. And follow me on Discord. Link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.